Hello friends, today I'm going to solve LeetCode problem number 2225, find players with 0 or 1 losses. So in this problem we are given an integer array matches where the first element of the ith index is the winner and the second element is the loser of that match, and we need to return a list of answer which is of size 2, where the first element in the list is a list again, and it's a list of players who have never lost the match, and the second element is a list of players who have lost exactly one match, and we need to return it in an increasing order. So we are given this example and let's see how we could solve this problem. So basically we need to find the players who have lost 0 matches and who have lost exactly 1 matches, right? So how could we do that? Basically we could create a set where they are only where they have lost 0 matches, 1 matches, and more than 1 matches. So what we do is initially we take all the winners from these matches and add it to our set of winners. So we have the value 1 2 3 5 so 5 again. Since it's a set, we do not have any repetition. A 4, a 10, right? So we have these values in our set so far. Now we need to find the players who have lost exactly once or more than once. So now we encounter the losers. In this element 3 is a loser, right? So we again check for 3 in this set. Do we have a 3? Yes, we have a 3, and since 3 is losing a match, which means that it should be here. So it has lost 1 match so far. Now we move on to the next list. Here 3 has lost a match again, which means that now the number of loss is not equals to 1, but rather it's equals to 2, right? More than 1. So basically we remove 3 from here and add it to our next list, and then next again the value is 6. 6 is not in this list of array list of set, basically not in the set of 0 losses, right? So we do not need to do anything here. We add 6 here and then we move on to the next one. Now 6 appears again, and we check. We know 6 is not in this list list of 0 losers, so we check it again in this set of 1 losers, and we find 6. We remove the 6 here and we add our 6 to this set. Again we encounter the value 7. 7 is not in the set of 1 loser, right? So we add 7 to the set of 1 losers because 7 is not here as well, which means that so far it has only lost 1 match. Now when we encounter 5, we remove 5 from this and then we add 5 here because 5 so far has only lost 1 match, right? And then again we encounter an 8. 8 is not here. 8 is not in this set as well, so we add 8 to our set here. Next we encounter a 9. 9 is not here as well. Neither 9 is here, so we add our 9 to the list set of 1 loss. Next we encounter a 4, so we remove 4 from the set with 0 losses, and then since 4 is not here as well, so we add 4 to the set with 1 loss, and then we encounter a 9 again. 9 is not in this set, but 9 is here in this set, right? So which means that it has already lost 1 match and now it's losing 1 more match, which means it has more than 1 losses, so we add our set value of 9 here. Now we got our set of 0 losses and 1 losses, and we create array of these sets. So basically we create a sorted array 1 2 and 10, and then we create an array for this one as well with the values 4 5 7 and 8, and we add these two array to our result, and then finally return this whole answer. So talking about time complexity, for this one, the time complexity would be, since we are performing a for loop, so it's O of n, and again here, since we need to sort our list of elements, it becomes n log of n time complexity, and the space complexity here is O of n because we are using a set, right? Now there is a way we could optimize this solution, and let me show you that way. So let me just start it from here. And in the optimized solution, what we could do here is, to optimize this one, we could create a list of array of length, of size, which is a max size, the maximum allowable size. So what could be the maximum allowable size of the matches? Basically it's 10 to the power 5, right? So the maximum size will be 10 to the power of 5 plus 1. And then what we do is, each of the index will represent the player. So index 0 represents player 0, index 1 represents player 1, index 2 represents player 2, and so on. And we will assign each of these indices a value of -1 initially. And now once we loop over this, iterate over this, over the elements of this array, we look for the values here. So for player 1 it's a winner, right? So we check for player 1, the value is equals to -1, which means that it hasn't lost any matches so far. So we increment the value and make the value equals to 0, which means that it has lost 0 matches so far. Now next, we see that 3 is a loser here. So in case of 3, what we do is, the value is equals to -1, right? And it is a loser, which means that it has lost once. So we increment the value and we assign a value of 1 to 3. Next, again we encounter 2 and we do the same thing for 2 as we did it for 1, and again we encounter the 3, right? And 3, the value is already equals to 1, so we increment the value and the value here becomes equals to 2, and so on. We perform this operation as long as we have reached the end, and finally at the end we loop over each of these elements in this array, and we check if the value is equals to 0, then it has never lost a match. If the value is equals to 1, which means that it has only lost the match once. If the value is more than 1, which means that it has lost the match more than 1, and we ignore that. And here in this case we do not even need to sort our element because we are iterating over index and indices are already in a sorted order, right? So now let's code our solution. So what we need is an array equals to array of length 1010 to the power 5, so that's it, and fill it with value -1 in a for let equals to 0 is less than matches the length plus plus, and let win equals to matches 0, let lose equals to matches, okay, it's matches I 0 and matches I 1. And now if array I is equals to -1, okay, not I but lose, because we are checking for the player, right? That's the player, the index is the player. So if that index is equals to -1, then we increment the value, we assign the value equals to 1, because it has lost one match so far. Else if array lose is greater than equals to 1, then array lose plus plus, which means that we are now incrementing the value. Else next what we do is for win, right? For lose, this is the case, it's either it has lost for the first time, so the number of losses is 1, or it has lost for the second time, so we just increment the value. And now for the win, if the value is equals to -1, which means it has not lost so far, then the value of array win is equals to 0. Else if the value of winner could be that this winner could have lost a match earlier, so the value will be equals to 1, or the winner has lost more than one matches, so basically the value will be more than 1 or equals to 1. So in either of those cases it doesn't matter, because we only want the winner which has never lost a match, right? So we formed our array. Now we are gonna loop over each of the element in the array. And add it to our resulting array equals to new array, and let array, okay, so the array of lost, and let array of win equals to a new array again. And now if array I is equals to 0, which means that it has never lost a match, so we push it to the array win, push I. Else if array I, the value is equals to 1, which means that it has lost exactly once, so we push it to our lost array, the value. Else we are not gonna do anything, so we can just do an else if here. And then finally we push to our result the wins. Okay, so basically we need this to array to be outside here. Result, push lost, and then return our result. Let's run our code. Okay, it should be push. Oops, so what's wrong here? Alright, so I did some blunder here, so it should be something like this. All right, so I also need to check if an element has been if a player has been a winner previously, and then it actually lost in the next match. So if it's a winner previously, then the value of that player will be equals to 0, right? And then in the next match it lost, then the value should be equals to 1. So I need to check or lose is equals to 0. If that's the case, which means that previously it just only won matches, or it didn't lose any match, play any match at all, or it won some matches previously, but now it lost a match, so the value should be updated. Let's run our code now. Great, let's submit it. Awesome.